most creators don't realize they're not even building a channel. They're just working a digital slave plantation with better lighting. Most of them, because YouTube doesn't pay you off of effort. It pays you off of what it can sell, off of how much attention it thinks people are paying to you. Period. The algorithm is not your partner. It's more like a supervisor who micromanages a little bit and doesn't care that you just spent 20 hours researching, filming, editing, updating, blah, 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 blah. If the machine does not decide that your content is worthy, then it's not valuable today, and you get your couple of pennies, your 0.1 cent, and then one of those keep it going, better thumb tail, whatever that thing is that they always say. You know what I'm saying? And some people's thumbnails are crap, but they got plenty of views. And some people have great thumbnails and have no views. So how does that make sense? It doesn't. That's my whole point. Because YouTube doesn't care how much effort you put into the shit. They care about how much money they make off of advertising around your content. And if they can't find a proper advertiser, or at least they say a proper advertiser for you, what they'll do is they'll keep running the same ad over and over and over again, put 30 ad spots in a 1 hour video, and then tell you that it was not ad suitable. How did you find 30 ads to run then? How's it not suitable if you found 30 ads to run? Anyway, and then they tell you the same bullshit. And a lot of the creators, they would just keep showing up as in this, it's like it's some type of freedom. And they're always like, be consistent, post 7 times a day. And, imagine if you posted 5 to 7 times a day for YouTube alone. That's a lot. And then you don't get the return on most things. Like, even if you have a video that does well, a couple thousand views, the next video is normally not going to do that. There are a few people that can consistently keep getting that. But for the most part, creators, it doesn't even matter how good you are. You'll get one good one, then you'll get like 2 bad ones, then you'll get a decent one, then you'll get a good one. It's all over the place. It's all over the place. So let's just be honest and call it what it is. It's just fucking compliance. We're just compliant. We say topics that we think we're allowed to talk about. Meanwhile, there's other creators that can talk about all types of crazy stuff, and we see their videos every single day. Whereas our own videos get snubbed and all that kind of stuff. And the reason why is because you can't show ads on them. That's it, and that's all. You're not going to tell me that Candace Owens has a better ability to speak to the masses than anyone else in the world, especially considering the topics that she's covered. She's very controversial. But y'all notice not only is she controversial, but she's making y'all some money. That's why she gets those impressions. That's why she gets to be in front of folk. Even if you thought that the information that she was pushing was incorrect, that would violate your community guidelines. So why are you not cutting her off? And this is not to hate on Candace Owens. I got a lot of respect for Candace Owens, but what I'm saying is, if what she's saying, if you thought that she was lying and providing a bunch of bad information to the community, it would violate your community guidelines. So you shouldn't be pushing me her content at all. But instead, no, you make sure you send me that damn notification every day that Candace Owens got something coming up. Meanwhile, there's a lot of people out here who are fighting to just keep their head above water, and you never tell me about them. I can't tell you how many creators I don't find until they're well over hundreds and hundreds of thousands of followers, some in the millions. So imagine I see somebody, and I'm like, this is kind of interesting. And I look at their count, and they got like 2 million subscribers, and I'm saying to myself, well, of course they should have recommended somebody with 2 million subs to me, because obviously this person's been around. Obviously they've done a lot. But the problem for me is, why is it the first time I'm hearing about them? If you got 2 million or a million or whatever, why is the first time I'm hearing about you once you're already at 1 million? Why didn't I hear about you when you had a few thousand, like 10,000? You know why? Because at the time, they couldn't advertise all over your shit like they were doing. And when they realized that I was a good advertising bait, at your 2 million, you show up to me. It is what it is. And I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be acting like it's all the algorithm and you can't find the viewers. Let's just be honest with you. This is a damn carrot being dangled in front of people. Some people are going to get to the carrot. Some people are not. But there's always going to be a chase and there's always going to be a game. So that's why I don't like when creators are like disingenuous about it and just, well, you got to make better thumbnails. You haven't even seen the person's thumbnail. They're probably better than yours. It's not that. It's not that. And here's the hard truth that nobody wants to admit. Not because we're weak, but just because we understand that the system is designed in a certain way. And we get used to that little couple $100 a month. that YouTube provides. But if you put that in terms of how much time it actually takes you to create those videos and put those out, it's far less than you would make it a regular job. So are you really having fun? Everybody says, well, if you do it for fun, then you'll be fine and you won't get... Look, man, if I'm spending 20 hours a week on anything, yeah, I'm doing it for some fun, but I need some money too. We got bills. And everybody wants to jump at, you must not love what you do. Oh, I love it, but if it don't make no money, I got to make some money. I got people to take care of. So y'all are disingenuous telling people that bullshit. That's bullshit. The truth of the matter is people are planted in this business so that they can be utilized when necessary to provide and push specific narratives. Then there's those of us out here who are real, who never get invited to the nice forums. There's a couple of people that might kind of scrape through, but they only scrape through locally where they're at. One of those people that I really respect a lot is, what's her name? Sabby Sabs. She definitely is doing some work in her local community, but they don't push her local shit. And what she's really doing, they push the YouTube stuff that she be doing. And if I didn't know she was doing something else, I wouldn't know she was doing something else, because they don't really want me to do anything like that to help an actual community. They want me to help the advertisers. That's it. That's all. That's why I respect certain forums like X. Even though X is crap when it comes to lives, they don't push out no type of notifications. They don't bring anybody to you. Twitch is the same way. They're honestly, all of them are shit. So let's just be honest. They're all shit, and everybody's trying to make a dollar. But at least you can sort of feel like you're included when you go on X. Everybody's got their pictures off. You know, there's a couple people that do lives, but for the most part, it's everybody just talking through their little talking head avatars. And so that seems sort of fair. But I'm just going to be honest. None of this is by chance. It's not. I call it the lottery, and it is a lottery, but there's a little bit of semblance to how the lottery is treated in this case. Like these media voices that pop up out of nowhere, they're just perfect and polished. They got a great background, and they got all this kind of stuff. A lot of those people are planted, and I didn't know that. And they don't come to me with the plantation because they know I'm not going to go for it. They can tell by my content, this guy's not going to go for it. And you know what he's going to do? He's going to expose it. But they go and grab some of these other smaller creators, smaller-minded people, make the deal. Hey, if you talk about this topic, and YouTube is not strangers to this. They don't even hide it. They come right to your feed and say, hey, if you talk about this particular topic, we'll push your video further. Maybe I don't want to talk about that shit. Maybe I want you to push my video further because of what I'm talking about, not because I'm talking about what you want me to talk about. And see, the second you see something like that and you don't call it what it is, then you're part of the bullshit. That's why I don't like some of these people. Because they'll sit around and act like creators are just crazy talking when they're saying how this thing actually works. When most of these people have done thousands of videos, thousands of hours, and have looked at hella metrics, so they came up with their ideas based on lived experience. So who are you to tell somebody that their lived experience is false? You see my point, right? You're a plant. You're a plant. Because you're not going to tell a person their lived experience is false. They're going, well, you're just hating. Hating what? Hating what? I got metrics. I got receipts. This is not hating. This is observation. And you don't want to take this observation as truth. So you want to call me crazy or whatever word you've decided is the word of the day for me. And I'm just not having it no more. I'm not having it no more. This is not no motivation problem. It's not that the people are not posting enough. This is a business model that would definitely not benefit from everybody actually getting paid. So some people get paid, some people don't. Some people get just enough to keep them on the forum so that every few months they get a check. So it's like they don't want to do it, but it's like, there's a little something to it. And it keeps their business model going. You are the product. Your audience is the inventory, and that's how you do it. Your content is the bait. It's very simple. And the second you stop producing content, you'll disappear. Everybody's always talking about make evergreen content, make evergreen content. What is evergreen content if you're not going to push my shit more than 24 to 48 hours after it's there? It's not like you're going to come back a year later and start pushing it again. The only way that happens is if somebody's looking at it a year later, happens to go to your page, happens to go to your old video, happens to put a comment on it, and then they'll show it to 5 other people to see what they say, and if it doesn't crank off, it'll get buried again. So you know what, YouTube, you screwed. Eventually, that forum is going to die because they're not treating the people correctly that are really making them the money. And that's why I was telling everybody about the Flute app that I'm part of now, because we're starting some new shit. I'm over this, but I'm still here because y'all are here, and I need to be able to communicate with people who actually exist and let them know that there is a better option. You don't have to be, you know, basically persuaded and pursued by these advertisers, because that's all this YouTube shit is. It's all about advertising. Same with Google and blah, blah, blah. You pick it. Everything's that way now. Even Meta is. When you go down your feed, you shouldn't see anything but people that you're actually subscribed to, or people that are recommended by people that you're subscribed to. Nope, you see shit you ain't never had nothing to do with. You'll see advertisements for bullshit. You'll see advertisements for other people's page that they put out there for what reason, I don't know, on Facebook, Instagram, and all of that kind of stuff. When the truth is, the items need to be utilized to be monetized by the creator. So let's say you're showing an ad on my video of Men's Warehouse, because I wear shirts and ties a lot on my shit. Men's Warehouse should be required to work with the content creator that they've decided to show their freaking ads on. Like, actually work with them and promote their content through them, instead of piggybacking the fact that I was wearing a shirt and tie anyway, and now you want to make it seem like there's some type of partnership with this particular advertiser. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. It's all bullshit.